everybody, Doomwake here, and welcome back to another standard video on the channel. We are going to be trying out this new take on Azorius Convoke today. Now, for those of you who have been watching the channel a little bit longer over the past month or so since the release of Foundations, I was really high on Leyline Axe coming into Foundations. I'll put up Leyline Axe real quick here for you. And I was very high on this card with Zoetic Glyph and kind of that whole like more artifact-focused approach to the blue-white deck. Over time, as the Esper Pixie deck has picked up in popularity and they're playing This Town Ain't Big Enough, which is bounce generic permanent, Zoetic Glyph gets a lot worse. Because it used to be where you would Zoetic Glyph on your map or clue token. Ideally, they can't respond to that by blowing up your map or clue. You make a 5/4, and then even if they deal with the 5/4, you still get the trigger of Glyph. But now, if they town to bounce your token, you get nothing out of that. So, with the rise in popularity of that deck and the decline of Golgari, decided to move away from the more artifact approach and just play the good cards, as the kids say. So that's kind of what we're doing here, where you still have a lot of the same small ball stuff, Novice Inspector, Spyglass Siren, and Mockingbird. So you have this 12 pack of cards. Mockingbird obviously a little bit more flexible than that, but you know, if it's in your opening hand, a good amount of the time you're going to end up copying a Novice or a Spyglass, which allows you to get more permanents in the battlefield for Warden of the Inner Sky and activate it multiple times in a turn. That's where it gets a little bit out of control. So that's kind of the idea there. You still have Regal Bunnicorn, which very powerful with your things that make 2 permanents. You still have Shelter by Ghost because card's busted, very good against red. But past that, you still have the Steel Seraphs too, because they're very good with the Bunnicorns, giving either flying against ground blockers or lifelink against mono red. But past that, instead of the Zoetic Glyph Leyline Axe, we're just playing 4 Enduring Curiosity because turns out cards very good when you have 16 1-drops. Most of them have flying. And we are just playing 4 Floodpits Drowner. Again, another good card that's a good tempo card that Demir plays. And we've adopted it in this deck. And what's nice about Floodpits Drowner, it's pretty flexible. You can play it on turn 2. Even if your opponent doesn't really have anything, like you just want to use your mana, curve that into a Steel Seraph to give lifelink attack for 2. It's also a removal spell. If your opponent has some big thing in play that you want to get rid of, you can Floodpits Drowner, tap that down for a turn on their end step, untap, maybe attack for 2, and then use the Floodpits to kill their creature. So it kind of does a little bit more than just be a 2/1 flash, which is nice. And yeah, really the only other card here in the deck is Shardmage's Rescue, which is mostly here to protect your stuff Regal Bunnicorn and Steel Seraph. But Shardmage's Rescue also makes Sheltered by Ghosts quite a bit better, where if you're going for a Sheltered by Ghosts against the Go for the Throat deck, if they go for the throat in response, you can just respond to their Go for the Throat, protect your creature with Rescue. There's a caveat here though, because you have to remember the Pixie and Blue-Black Champions decks play 4 copies of Nowhere to Run, which turn off your Hexproof and or Ward, so you gotta be a little bit careful for when you go for this against that specific deck if they have Nowhere to Run. So keep something to keep in mind if you're playing this deck, and if you're playing cards that say give Hexproof in general, just always keep Nowhere to Run in mind. That card's kind of messed up. Mana base, nothing too crazy. Only 1 utility land, no Fountain Ports, no Mirexes, just good duels, 10 basics, pretty clean mana base. And then in the sideboard, we have some Smites against red, Evils for Shieldred and Beanstalk decks, Protect for Sunfall because can't let that card resolve, Rest in Peace for Graveyard, 1 Loran, 3 Split Up for the aggressive creature decks, and 2 Tishanas for Domain. So a very clean sideboard as well. And that's kind of the big premise of this deck, as opposed to something like the Glyph version, is you have less cards that need specific things to be good. It's more of just blue-white, I'm playing a good curve of creatures, and most of my cards are individually powerful. You don't have stuff like Leyline Axe, where you have that in your opening hand, but you don't have a creature to equip, Glyph, but no artifact. You don't have any of that stuff going on. And for that reason, I think this is a pretty good approach, especially right now, again, given how many people are playing This Town Ain't Big Enough, because that card's really good against Glyph. So yeah, if you're interested in playing blue-white, I would highly recommend this list. Be sure to check out today's games. We've been on a pretty good run, and I think you guys are going to like this one. So I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. I've dropped a little bit in ranks, as you can notice, mostly because I took 3 days off of playing Arena. So we have some work to do, all right? Look, I'm not happy about this hand, but I want to go to 5. Draw 1 drop, this hand's not bad. All right. Said it couldn't be done. 1 drop secured. Get a Fabled Passage Gamer over there. What is blood cooking? Fabled Passage in Golgari is kind of strange. I'm not used to that. El Bato. Sheltered by ghosts. Has been sheltered by bats. Gotta take the sheltered, right? You simply have to. I guess they could leave me with... Well, I mean, you know. We call that a good old Thoughtseize bug. Classic Thoughtseize bug. I mean, I had it the whole time, you know. Yeah. Sheltered by toasts. Sheltered by hosts. All right, mad advice. What do you got for me today? What you got for me today, buddy? Elf. Hey, Brawler, welcome to the stream. What does mad advice have? They ain't got nothing. Nada. And by nothing, I mean they probably have a kill spell. I gotta make sure Untapped is working. I think it is. Chat, can somebody confirm nor deny if the Untapped overlay is currently working? I believe it. I mean, it shows that it's working for me, so it should be good. What happened? A Haywire mited my clue token? All right, sure. Well, in that case, kind of rude. I'm not sure why they main phased that either. They could have, if they wanted to do that, they could have just blocked the Bunnicorn and then sacked and not taken 3 damage, right? It was kind of an aggressive Haywire Mite. Very aggressive Haywire Mite. Yeah, dude, Sheltered by Ghosts right now, that card, I think it's like a $5 uncommon. So you can sell, if you have 30 copies of Sheltered by Ghosts, you can trade that in for 1 singular Mox Opal. We call that stonks. We call that stonks. All right. They definitely don't have a kill spell in hand, right? Mad advice. You would tell me if you had a kill spell in hand, right? You would tell me if you had a kill spell in hand, would you? Okay. Well, they don't have a kill spell, so I guess we do this. The reason I targeted Bunnicorn, by the way, is to play around cut down. Because they can't cut down this, but they can cut down this. Oh, right. I forgot about the Cauldron. I mean, that's fine, right? Because now we can just do this. I did forget they could do this. So, like, I kind of backdoored into the right play. I did totally forget they could do that. But, I mean, this was the right play all along, right? Target the bat first, make them sack, and then target the Cauldron. I knew that the whole time. I was actually just testing you. I knew about the Cauldron. It is pretty funny the times where you you backdoor into the right play. You don't realize you're making the right play at the time, but it ends up just working out for you. Big Roots. Hey, Flester, Big Monkey. How you guys doing today? Welcome. Welcome. I think it's Soulstone time. I now have 3 bunnies in play. Third bunny secured. We're at 2 life? It's not a lot. 1 Guardian? I think we're Bing chillin'. I think we are Bing chillin'. Okay. So that can get them 1 Roots token. We can get Ooze, and then that would give them another Roots token. Ooze, activate 3 blockers. That does let them survive, right? Stays a creature. No, that's just the way it's worded. So if it didn't stay a creature, it would say until end of turn. So it's just like, I think that's the way they designed the card. That's why it's so expensive too, right? If it was until end of turn, it probably would be at least 1 less mana. That is lethal because they can't block the Siren. Yeah, basically, this is the first creature land that has ever said that ever wasn't until end of turn. Every other creature land they've ever printed was until end of turn. So it is in that sense, it is the first one that's ever like had that text on it, which is kind of cool. I like that design space. It's just, you have to like make sure that you are like costing it appropriately. And I would say I think it's costed appropriately. 4 mana for a 3/3. Oh, Stalking Stones. Right, I totally forgot about. So Stalking Stones was from what? Tempest, I think? Yeah, I forgot about that one. So I guess Stalking Stones was the first one. They probably don't have that many kill spells, so Shardmage is out. Go like Trim 2 Curiosities. I don't think this is a good Curiosity matchup, because they also have Cauldron to eat it. Yeah, let me try this. The first creature land ever printed, I believe, was Mishra's Factory. Right? Somebody can quote me on that, or somebody can fact check me, but I believe the first ever creature land was Mishra's Factory, which was Antiquities set 3, or well, technically set 4, right? Alpha, beta. The set that Bizarre Baghdad was in, and that was set 4. Actually, streamer, it's set 4. Yeah, it is Mishra's Factory. I did totally forget about Stalking Stones though. That was what? Land, tap for colorless, 6 mana, becomes a 3/3 permanently. So it's basically Soulstone, but it's 6 instead of 4. Yeah, now that I think about it, Soulstone is just a strictly better Stalking Stones, right? Because they're both 3/3s. Soulstone is 2 less mana, and it's all creature types. The power creep is real. You have 5 deck options: Red White Energy, Jund Creativity, Ruby Storm, Belcher, Eldrazi Breach, or Eldrazi Tron. What should I pick and why? You should play the deck that is going to bring you the most joy, or also the deck that has the most broken cards in it. That would be my answer. You just gotta, you really just have to, like, you need to pick a deck based on vibes. That's all it is, Like, what deck do you vibe with the most? And I can't answer that question for you. That's a question that only you can answer. Hey, Mucho Birdies, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy your stay. Jund is back. You know what? I was having this conversation with chat the other day. I'm just waiting. I am patiently waiting for all of the Boros Energy players to start putting. I probably should cast this, by the way. I'm waiting patiently for the Boros Energy players to start putting Faithless Looting in their deck. Because once they figure out that Faithless Looting can discard Flage, we are so back. You vibe with Dredge. Yeah, dude, I don't know what it is. I can't bring myself to play Dredge. People have been asking me nonstop over the past couple of days, like, does looting bring back Dredge? The answer is, almost undoubtedly yes, but also it's just not something that's really that interesting to me. Just like the dredge play patterns are just not super interesting. I guess it's a free attack, right? I mean, they're gonna block, but freest attack ever, because I'm doing this regardless. This could be a free 2 damage. Look at that. Look at that. 2 damage secured. Who likes free 2 damage? I like 2 free damage. It's an easy +2. Or a -2, depending on how you look at it. I've been in the lab. I went deep into the laboratory last night with some absolutely wild nonsense that I was thinking about. There was this ad nauseum deck that I posted on Twitter. Check this out. This deck is complete horseshit, but I mean that in the nicest way possible. All right. Do yourself a favor and go check out this deck. Do yourself a favor and go check out that deck list. And tell me what you think. Everyone should learn Dredge. Most of your percentage points come from base mulligan decisions. That's correct, yeah. That's the thing about Dredge. It's not really, like... Dredge, to me, is not a deck that is, like... It's not a Magic the Gathering deck. It is just a puzzle. That's all it is. It's like figuring out... And the puzzle comes from mulligan decisions and learning when to sideboard in anti-hate cards. But like the play patterns, like the deck in a sense, it kind of does play itself, But like where you gain your percentage points is just mulligan and sideboarding. Seems meme-ish. I will tell you, I played a league on my creator count last night. I did 0-4, so proceed with caution. I will tell you that I did 100% go 0-4 in a league. So may not be the best choice. Loran out. I think you misheard me. Do I want to activate the Loran here? No. Not really. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't think I have to. Yeah, I'm not gonna like lie to you and say that I won. Like what I could have done. I will say I won a single. What is this, bro? What? Why am I getting thrunned right now? I will say I won 1 game last night. I did win a game. I did combo 1 opponent on turn 3. It's the only game that I won. Why am I getting thrunned, by the way? What is happening right now? Can't be the target of non-green spells or abilities from non-green sources your opponents control. Is my Floodpits Drowner green? Well, it has not been elked, so I assume it is not. Bunnicorn does a pretty good job of handling Thrun, though, right? It doesn't have any evasion. It's indestructible, but I can just block it with a 6/6, right? 1, 2... I'm actually more likely to chump block with Inspector, I think. I mean, it's a good card. It just does nothing against the Thrun, right? I'm just going to bottom it. This thing doesn't even have trample, does it? Oh, it does have trample. Okay, indestructible trample. Can't be the target of anything that isn't green. It's only indestructible on their turn. Okay. Noted. But it does not have reach, or flying, or horsemanship. Okay, that's messed up. I thought we were friends, Mad Advice. See, the thing is, they can't really race me, though, right? They attack me for 6, I go to 11, they go to 15. Then I animate this, and I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm pretty sure I'm still comfortably winning this race. Okay, well, I mean, you know. Now I'm definitely winning the race. Now I am definitively winning the race. This is going to look weird, but just let bro cook, all right? I don't think this Floodpits Drowner is doing anything anyways. And I just want to pump up the Warden, because I want to give it flying next turn. All right. Deal me 20, Mad Advice. Deal me 20. Oh, important question. All right. I want your opinion on this. I have two options for tomorrow as far as FNM is concerned. I can either go play Modern FNM, which is a little bit closer, right? Just like the first Modern event after the ban list, which I would play Hollow One because it's the only deck that I like. I'm not going to buy Opals and Obscene. It's whatever. So Modern FNM, which is, you know, a little bit closer, or drive an extra half hour to play an FNM RCQ that's standard that I would probably not get home until 2 o'clock in the morning. The other problem about playing Modern is I have to find Faithless Lootings. I'm sure they're not that hard to find, but I do actually have to, like, find somebody that has them, you know? What do you get for dinner if you go to Norwich? Probably Dairy Queen, because there's a Dairy Queen in the parking lot. It's like an hour and a half. Gloomlake Verge Storm Chaser's Talent? I'm a little concerned. A little suspicious over there. I guess they could just be the Beans deck splashing black, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Beans deck with black. Well, they don't have green mana, so I guess that's a good sign for me, right? Not trying to dox myself, but you know, definitely not trying to dox myself. Dude, nowhere to run. I will never, ever, ever beat the nowhere to run allegations. Every single time that I play decks that have like Shardmage's Rescue or Ward creatures, my opponents just always have nowhere to run. And I just can't, you know? Do I want to pop the map token to try and find a land? If I miss, I'd go shields down on Shard Mages. I think it's worth it, but I'm going to do a post-combat. Because if I hit a land, I have 1 less damage. No, I need lands. This is risky if they have a kill spell for Bunnicorn, but... yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I live in Antarctica. I can give you my exact geological location coordinates for my location in Antarctica. I actually have a rental house over there that's recently bought it with all my extra Twitch money. All right, here. Rona's Vortex. So we are going to lose the Inspector here, but that's fine, because they're taking 10. And then we have a 2/2 Siren, which we can make lethal next turn. Yeah, the Cage deck is fantastic. I think it was Meowdic who posted a new update for the Cage deck, and it looked fantastic. I played a couple of games. I think I'm like 5-0 with it. I was crushing the mid-range decks with it. It was good. Okay, Tolarian Terror. DM me, Dr. Cards. We can talk about that. So I go Sheltered Inspector, target this. They have to chump the Bunnicorn and go to 1. Right? Do I have any other lines? I guess the other line is Floodpits the token, and then they chump this and go to 2, which puts a body in play. Okay, so what would I rather have? Would I rather have an extra body and them at 2, or 1 less body, a 2-power Inspector, and them at 1? I think this is better. It's close. Because, like, either way, I have 2 lethal attackers next turn. I guess this line is worse if they have Eddy. Because now they can Eddy, tap both, pay. Yeah, okay. What was the new deck? Which new deck? Oh, the Selesnya Cage deck. Oh, wait, they're just dead. Right. Ward 2. Ward, huh? Do you think they realize? Oh, wait, I guess they're not dead, because they can... Yeah, never mind. They're not dead. Well, they're dead to this, but... I forgot they could still tap the Bunnicorn. I'm stupid. Anyways. Okay, so blue, green, splash black, beads. So rip me. Rip me. Smite. Evil could be good. Evil kills their big stuff. What do you think about split up against them? It's kind of awkward. So why I find this awkward is specifically against Eddy Mercrab, because Eddy Mercrab comes into play tapped, right? So there's this weird situation where, let's say I have split up in my hand, and I go to combat, right? My opponent flashes in Eddy Mercrab. They tap 2 of my creatures. I now have 2 tap creatures. They also have a tap creature. So now if I split up, I lose at minimum 2 things. And if I do untap, it's never going to kill the crab. So it is kind of awkward against crab, isn't it? I guess it's like good the following turn when they attack with crab, and then I get to untap. But then they could also just respond to split up. If I choose tapped, they can respond to split up, crab, tap 2 of my things. Oh, because it's 1 trigger. Actually, you might be right, Amar. You might be right, yeah. I'm not 100% sure how that works. It should be like a whisper thing, DR cards. Alright, so bring in these 3 and cut... What is my worst card against them? Seraph, maybe? You can go down like 1, 1... I like a lot of these cards. Trim a Mockingbird. Let's try this. I am going a little bit lower on graveyard hate in this build. Like, I think my previous build had 2 rips and a Ghost Vacuum, and I'm down to just 1 Rest in Peace. So that certainly, like, is a problem for these types of matchups. Instead of going under. Good hand. Good hand. Botanical Sanctum. They usually... I would guess they probably don't have a good way to kill Warden on... that's not true. They could have, like, Blooming Marsh or Dark Slick Shores plus Cut Down. Right, yeah, because you could just respond to the split up and tap their thing, so the split up seems kind of awkward against the Eddy Mercrab. Uno, dos, tres. I can probably do better than that. It's not a bad card, but I think I can do better. Specifically, Curiosity is what I'm looking for. Bro's got all the beans. We are bean flooded over there. So, against Unsummon, I think the best line is here. Pump Warden using Seraph 2 clues. And then Seraph target the Inspector, give lifelink. That one I'm going to keep on top. Because they 100% have Unsummon here. So there's no point in lifelinking the Warden because they're going to cast their Unsummon. That is 1 life secured. Guaranteed 1 life. Guaranteed. The brain. Alright, they're whacking their bush. Wish I could whack my bush. Isla. So long for my mistakes. Give me this here. Probably have another kill spell. I'm going to do this for 2. See what they do. Kind of don't mind if they kill the Seraph here. Yeah. I do mind that it's that, though, because they get to draw 2. Yep. I think I maybe was supposed to pump this one, because this one already has flying guaranteed. So, like, I'd rather have counters on this one to get this one flying faster. So I think I should have 2 counters on this one instead. That may have been a mistake. And then I see you. Shelter, shelter, shelter. Bit tricky of a situation here. How would we like to proceed? Can we get a spell count? 3? They still can cast Crab here, though, is the problem, because they have 7 total. Okay, let us go here. Here. Nope. And then we just go to combat. I think this will bait the crab. I'm going to give this flying. No? Okay. Hit him with a little 5-piece. 5 damages. Unsummon. They have crab now? I still think they have crabs. I'm just not going to replay. Yeah. It was too obvious, right? So I'm just not going to replay the Mockingbird there because I'd rather kill the crab. I don't think we're really in that good of a situation here, though, is the problem. Because they have 2 beans. Infinite cards in hand. Is Up the Beanstalk a powerful card? I think it might be. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. You guys all ready for Christmas? Any big Christmas plans? I kind of forgot that it was even, like, this close to Christmas. I feel like this entire year has just been flying by so fast. This is not good. Seeing through walls? I mean, I guess if that's the case, I should get LASIK myself. I have heard good things about it. Alright, show me a bounce spell, I'll concede. Any bounce spell. Alright. See, this is what happens when they draw 2 Up the Beanstalks. Like, it's a lot easier when they don't draw 2 of them, but it is really difficult when they do. All right. Game 3. All the marbles. This hand could really use an Inspector or a Siren, but I think it's good enough. The only experience that I've, or rather exposure that I've had to Flesh and Blood is I've seen, several images or, posts or pictures online where people just have slabs on the table, and I think that's really cool. Like, you can, if you can play with the slabbed cards, because apparently they have, it's like a commander sort of thing, where you just start the game with the cards in play. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. Right. Just the thought of having a bunch of slab cards in play sounds really dope. Green-black mid or just guy Convoke for Atlanta. If you had to choose between those two specifically, Rivali, definitely Convoke. Weirdly enough, I think Golgari is just not in that good of a spot right now. It's a powerful deck for sure, but everybody is just prepared for it. And I think that a lot of the, you're going to see a lot of Dimir in Atlanta, and I think that the Dimir players have sort of figured out how to beat that match, because I think before there was a interesting dynamic where I think that previously Golgari was favored against Dimir, but for whatever reason the Dimir players have transformed their deck in such a way. That's rude. They've transformed their deck in such a way to make them a lot better in that matchup, so. And because of that, I think I don't want to be on the green-black side of things, because I'm pretty sure Dimir is going to be the most played deck. Yeah. Just as it turns out, I know you're probably surprised to hear this, but it turns out just the combination of, if you want to beat a deck that has a bunch of expensive creatures and land or elves, it's not that hard. You either kill their elf, and sometimes they just, can't really cast spells in an efficient manner, or, you just kill their big stuff and they're left with a bunch of elves. Oh, you know what? Okay, now I realized. So I was thinking to myself, what exactly changed about that matchup? I think the one specific card that really changed the matchup the most was Floodpits Drowner. Once Dimir started going a lot heavier on Floodpits Drowner, Floodpits Drowner is messed up against Archfiend. It is just absurd against that card. Because if you ever Floodpits their Archfiend, sometimes they just die on the spot. It's crazy. Dude, chill out with these crabs. Yeah, that's the idea, Mafia. I'm going to spend a little bit of time working on the blue-white deck. I'm not sure if it's going to be this exact version, but it will likely be a version of this deck that I will take to Atlanta for sure. It's the deck that I've been the most impressed with. I think it has the best matchup spread. I really like the mid-range matchup with these decks. Just like it a lot. I think it's good. Yeah, I guess I'll split. Hold on. No, let's do this one. Bottom that. Hit for 6, and then do this, because I don't want them having this in play. And then this sets me up for a guaranteed kill next turn. I just level this up. Unless they find an unsummon, which they did not. Because they can't take unsummon off this. Yeah, Drowner just lines up so well against Archfiend. Yeah, they could find unsummon off this, I guess. Please don't find unsummon. Please? Okay, we're good. I was like, damn, if they find an unsummon, we're kind of fucked. Alright, cool. Alright, play first. I mean, if you're going to keep giving me hands like this, sign me up for this deck in Atlanta. Yeah, this is kind of why I really like these Floodpits Drowners as an addition. I mean, now don't get me wrong, I miss the axes and I miss the glyphs, but this card's just so good. So sick. Yeah, Tulio top 16 a challenge? I think it was top 16. Tulio top 16 to challenge with the Boros mid-range deck that they've been working on, and it was they added Bruce Tall to the deck. I'll show you the list after this. I don't think I should shuffle away the elf, just because I have the curiosity. So whatever they play this turn, I can tap and then just slam curiosity and draw a million cards. It's a little annoying. But I can just tap the Evangelist. And this should be a pretty big curiosity hit. Like, I assume they block, but I still get to draw 2 cards. So this is fine. Them having less creatures for Cage is good for me, too. It's nice pickups. I've definitely heard some things about Leyline Axe being one of, if not the best cards in Foundations Draft or Foundations Limited, period. That card just seems so absurd. Yeah, it's really I can't imagine there is a card in the entire format that gives you like a higher win percentage if it is in your opening hand. It just seems kind of ridiculous. They're at 13. Okay, so we have a couple of options here. We can Curiosity, attack with Siren, play Mockingbird, copy. We can go Seraph, flying, play Mockingbird, hold up rescue. We can go Mockingbird, Flood Pits, tap 3/3, play Seraph. There's a lot of options this turn. Is there any way that I can get them on a 2-turn clock? So Seraph, flying, hit for 3, they go to 10. Mockingbird, copy this. Next turn I would have 3, 6, 7. Theoretically 8 if I play this, which is not lethal. Too many options. Too many options. I think I'm going to go for the Curiosity line. I'm not sure if it's right, but Curiosity and then Mockingbird, copy the Siren. Oh, wait, I should copy the 3/3. What am I doing? Right. This is way better. This just gives me a free 3/3 flyer, right? Always forget you could do that. So now do we have lethal? I go Seraph, give this flying 4, 7, it's only 8. 9 with the Shardmages. Yeah, no big deal. Just a 1-mana 3/3 flyer. Just completely fine. Completely normal. So that's like the one thing that like makes me a little suspicious of that. But it sounds interesting for sure. I don't... Something tells me they did not want to target that Evangelist. Pretty sure they didn't want to do that. They could have targeted any other creature, and it would have been fine. That was the one creature they couldn't target. You had one job. You had one job. Okay, 6 mana. 3, 4, 6. Huh. Okay, question. Is a creature that is a copy of a token also a token? Or because it's a copy, it's not actually considered a token? Because it matters if I copy their Salvager. Does anybody know how that works? It says on the card, artifact, creature, golem, bird. It doesn't say token. Yeah, so a copy of a token is not considered a token. That kind of makes sense. It's weird, though. I'm not convinced that's the correct ruling. I think I'm making this play anyways, but I think either way I'm making this play. Ooh, almost misclicked. I'm pretty sure this is the play regardless. But I think it's a token as any copy. Yeah, it's just weird because it doesn't say token, right? It doesn't say, like, artifact, creature, golem, bird, token, which I don't know if, like, if you copy a token with a real card, if that overwrites the characteristics of it being a token. I don't know if that's the correct ruling. I have no idea how it works. Right. Even though you're copying a token, the characteristics are like, it's originally a card, right? Or something. So. You could become the bird. You must become one with the bird. I just hit F2. I've been playing too much MTGO, man. Way too much MTGO. Hey, yo, chill. It's a little scary. Aren't they still dead, though? They are not still dead, as it turns out. Shit. This is bad. This is very, very, very bad. Okay, so hear me out, right? They have 4 toughness. In terms of flying defense, they have 4 toughness. I can activate Salvager to make this have trample. I can give it flying with the Seraph. This would be a 4/4, and then I can make it a 5/5 with rescue, right? So if they use 4 blockers, they block 1, 2, 3. Still not enough. They just take 5 and go to 1. I think we're kind of cooked. Because then they just easily have lethal in the backswing. I think I'm dead. Unless they just mess up horribly. Like, if they don't think about Salvage or Pump plus Shardmages or something. You copy the Curiosity instead of the Golem. Well, I couldn't copy the Curiosity that turn. This is the turn that I played this, I spent 1 min on the Mockingbird. Now, if my copy of the token was actually a token, then I would have lethal this turn. But my token is actually no longer a token, unfortunately. I feel like I'm getting scammed. They're going to mess it up? I don't think they will. Oh, I fucked up by attacking with the Floodpits Drowner. I just attacked with all, assuming that it didn't matter, but now me attacking with this gives them 2 life, so I screwed up. Yeah, I should have not attacked with this. That's bad. I'm just going to activate my cards. What are these blocks? Wait, do we still have lethal? Oh, I still have lethal, don't I? 4, 7, 8? I think I do? Question mark? You still have lethal. Oh, no, they go to 1? Shoot, they go to 1? But now I'm not dead, right? Because I have 2 blockers. Go. Am I currently not dead? Block here, take 5, 8, 10. Yeah, even with this, I think I'm still not dead. 11 with the cage, right? Block here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That could be bad. That could be very bad. Ayo, chill. True, they did mess. Apparently, me attacking with the Floodpits Drowner did mess up their blocks. So I guess it was correct. Because they definitely messed up the blocks last turn. All right, just chill out with this cage, okay, Grumfries? We could talk about this. Grumfries? We could talk about this, all right? Just take this, right? Kind of no reason to block. They can make it 8 if they want. I could take 8, though. I could take a little 8Bs. Okay. What's under the cage? But now I can just cast the Mockingbird again? This is such a weird game. Okay, I currently have 2 flying blockers. They have 2 flying attackers. Or other way around. I have 2 flying attackers. They have 2 flying blockers. I was going to get there eventually, alright. Bunny. Wastes. I think it should, right? If I as long as long as I pay 3 mana, then I can still do X equals 0 because it says amount of mana spent to cast Mockingbird, and I'm still spending 3 mana on the Mockingbird. This is where it gets a little weird, isn't it? So Salvager putting a counter on this would give it trample. I guess I could just copy their Overlord, yeah. So what, we force the trade on the flyers, so trade these for these, and then just slam this. I think I do want to force the trade. Oh no, I can't force the trade because they have cage. So if I attack with the 1/1s, they can block with 1, and then cage to eat one of my things. So I should probably not attack here. So let's just do... Yeah, X equals... 1, 2, 3. X equals 4? Right? Yeah. Copy Overlord, play Wastes, pass. And then next turn, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flying attackers. And as of right now, they can only make 4 flying blockers. Hollow 1 is not legal in Standard. And Standard is the format that we are playing today. Flying Overlord is pretty good. This has been a wild game. That one turn that I wasn't supposed to attack with the Floodpits Drowner it's hilarious because I think it made them mess up their blocks for some reason, and because it made them mess up their blocks, we ended up getting into this position. It's really funny. I think we no longer care about the ground. They can block with Evangelist. Well, not if I don't attack this turn, right? That does make more flying blockers. Help? Send help, please. We can give these trample. Does that matter? Oh, it definitely does, right? So they have to put 2 toughness in front of both of these because the Salvager gives them trample. So I guess they can... Oh, they can do that with these, right? So they go here, 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 counter on this, trade those evenly, and then 4 flying blockers for 1, 2, 3 flying attackers. But it does trade off the board, and they can't really block the Overlord. 3 toughness. Oh, because I can't attack with the Salvager, right? Okay. I'm still doing that. I think that is the correct play. They need to put 3 under each one. No, 2, right? Oh, no, they do need to put 3 on each one. Can they do that? So here, here, here. 1, 2. So here, here on one. Then 2 on another, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 2 left, which they can go block, block. So they can survive this turn. Yeah, they do have 2 cages, because they have this untapped and the elf. Maybe they'll forget about trample. What a weird, strange, unorthodox game. Dun, 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 dun. It's their card you copied. That's correct. But they still might not read it. Like, you think they know what Salvager does? They just put it in their deck, you know? Doesn't mean they know what it does. Calling a bad romance. Attacking with the ground didn't seem bad as a 6-power trampler. Read a lot. Oh, well. Yeah, I guess I could have also attacked with the Golem token, which could have had 6 power. So if I did that, 6 power, they would block with 6 toughness. So it would trade for these 2. They would get a flyer. Maybe that was better. Yeah, that might have been better. So they have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just make 6 blockers. So I think this is fine. And next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 4 flying attackers. And they can only produce, as of right now, they can only produce 3 flying blockers. This plus the Overlord attack. Weird game. Alright, I'll block with my 9/9 Bunny. They can trade, but them trading with the cage means they have less toughness next turn for the Salvager plus tokens attack, so I think this is just good for me. Okay. Combat? I don't really know how they survive this. Because these are going to be... This is 8 trample. They can't even come close to 8 toughness, right? Okay. Maybe we should put Sandstorm Salvager in our deck, huh? Okay, green, white. Mockingbird is crazy. Green, white, cage, huh? What do we want against cage? Well, holding back the Salvager is better, right? It's just more damage on with the activation, because I could attack with a 1/1 flyer, or I could activate to give my 3/2s 4 power and trample. So holding this back is just way more damage. I think Split Up is good against them, so let's try that. Loran to kill cage. Could Tidebinder the cage, maybe that's good. Correct, the 3/2s only have trample if I activate. Could try Tidebinders. I'm not sure that they're actually that good. I'm gonna cut the curiosities. I just don't think that's what this matchup is about. And then maybe the rescues, because they don't have a lot of kill spells. Try this. Floodpits Drowner, pretty nice with Split Up too. Just like being able to have a vigilance creature with Split Up is nice. Like every time I cast Mockingbird, it just gets better and better. That card is so sick. I think a lot of people don't realize that you don't have to, like, I think people are used to, with that type of effect, they're used to paying the mana on top. So like 3 mana copy a 2-drop, 4 mana copy a 3-drop. But the way it's worded, it's just, you know, you just get to basically break even on mana, and that's why it's so good. Hand's a bit risky, but, I mean, gotta keep a hand like this. Alright. Remember that thing I said about the hand being risky? It's not that risky. I think I'll happily take this trade. But we're probably going to get Cage next turn. And I am a little sketched out about that. I'm a little scared. Really? Happily make this trade. If I didn't have the second Warden, I wouldn't make that trade, but that block is very good for me. Less good. So now we go here. Maybe Bunnicorn. I should have attacked first. I can just activate Warden twice. Let's play Bunnicorn. I don't think I'm attacking. Maybe if there was a good card on top, I would attack instead of doing this. But I need to try and find a sheltered. Yeah, back-to-back RCQs this weekend. Nice. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to the RCQ tomorrow, but I think Saturday I plan on playing the Modern Challenge, and then maybe I'll see if there's one on Sunday. But I do really want to play the Modern Challenge on Saturday. I think that's the plan. I'm not sure what I want to play. Probably some sort of... I think I want to play the Asmo deck. Asmo deck just seems so dope. Because, like, Underworld Cookbook just is such a good enabler for Mox Opal. Little pop etch. Okay. That was the reason to hold back the Sirens. Yeah, Friday night FNM RCQ. The last time I went to this FNM RCQ, I got home at 2 in the morning. So, it's going to be a late night, I'll tell you that. But it'll be nice. I think we're copying the Bunnicorn. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah, let's copy Bunnicorn. And then we go 1, 2, 3. No. Still looking for a sheltered. It's a big attack. They kind of need to chump block the Bunnicorn here. I don't think they're going to take... Wow, really? Okay. I'm in. They know about the Floodpits Drowner, too, so... Okay. Let him cook. Let him cook a little bit. Yeah, it's on the Mox field, Rosie. There's actually 2 on the Mox field. I think I like the second version better, but go check out the Mox field. We played it yesterday. It was good. Somebody had suggested cutting the black cards from that version and just being blue-red with Flame of Anor, which I think is interesting too, because Asmo, Tameo, and Emery are all wizards, but I really like Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog is a nice way to utilize extra copies of Daredevil, where, like, if you draw 2, you can go, like, discard 1 to Frog, discard 1 to Cookbook, and it goes kind of crazy. So, they're dead? Does this give hexproof? They're not dead. I see. I see. They are not dead. Plus they have the cage. I guess we can... Hold on a second. We can map onto the Siren, and if we hit a spell off this, they're dead? Yeah. I do think I want to graveyard that, though. Do I? Split up is kind of gross with Warden. You could just tap your whole board to Warden and then split up untap creatures. Maybe I keep it. Actually, I'm going to keep it. So now this is currently lethal. So I guess we just go to combat. Probably should have attacked with this. I'm just worried that they hit an Overlord off the cage, and then their Overlord could block the Bunnicorn. If I tap in response, and they do this, it still doesn't fizzle the cage. No, okay, so we'll let this happen. Okay, that's what I was a little bit worried about. Actually, that's really bad for me. Yeah, this is a disaster, because now they can go... Well, no, that's not that bad, because they can't double, because if they double, they take 4. So they have to, like, 4-3 on a Siren, 3-2 on a Siren, and then chump. I think that's their plan. They could go double Warden, chump Bunnicorn, trade for Siren, go to 2, and they would kill the Warden and the Siren. That might be their best block. Double here, chump here, trade here, take 2. Okay. Tap it with Drowner. So the problem with tapping is if I tap anything, they just sack the Light Shield Array. And the issue with that is not only do they get hexproof, they also get indestructible. So they just get free blocks. So using the Drowner there, I think, is bad. What I want to do is make them sack the... I guess I'm going to make them sack this on their turn. So then their blocks are worse. Right? Like, I play this, tap here, they sack the Light Shield Array. But, I mean, this is not really going to work out that well for me. It's really not going to work out that well for me. Yeah, I think a lot of people are sleeping on specifically utilizing Cookbook as an enabler for Mox Opal. Because, whoa, what? I am shocked they didn't use the Light Shield Array. Maybe they don't know? Yeah, they must not know they can give hexproof. They are not dead on board. But I can cook up a really sweet line here. Where I go tap, flyer, Bunnicorn, and then destroy all untapped creatures. Oh, wait, no, that's bad because they have the Light Shield Array. Right, okay. Never mind. They have 1 flyer, and they're at 4. It's a really good thing I didn't do that. So we send in these 2. I think it's kind of awkward, doesn't it? Hey, what's up, Bill? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Okay. And they're at 2. Yeah, if I split up untapped creatures, they just sacrifice the Light Shield Array. Maybe I can bait the light. Maybe this is my only out. Bait the Light Shield Array with the Drowner and then set up for a good split up next turn. I'm not sure that's good enough, though. They also still may not use the Light Shield Array. Again, they may not know that this gives Hexproof. It was a weird game. Alright. Yeah, Warden split up is kind of nice. That was the plan, right? Warden tap all my stuff and then split up, but I forgot they had the Light Shield Array. I should have bought him this, because this is just so bad against the Light Shield Array. I mean, I guess having it in our hand is interesting because it makes them basically save this forever, because the second they use this, then I can just split up. But we're slowly running out of resources. I don't know how we get back in this game. Yeah, just take this. Alright, I've located my out. My out is hope my opponent doesn't know what their cards do. Is that a good out? I mean, it's better than just conceding the game, right? No, they knew what their card did. No. All right, fine. Touche. Look, sometimes you just have to play to your outs, okay? I tried. I did my best. But I was caught. Caught. Look, if my two options are concede or make my opponent show me they know what their card does, I'll choose the latter option, you know? Beautiful hand right here. Beautiful hand. Phenomenal. That is a dead elf. Elf dead. I think in this matchup you just gotta fire off the killer elf as fast as possible. Because I think all their kill spells cost 2 mana. I'm a little surprised they boarded this in. But I guess it makes sense when they know I've split up. Speaking of... well, that's a bit awkward, isn't it? A little awkward. A little awkward. 1, 2, 3. No. Nah. Shun down. I mean, it is good they don't know about the split up. Floodpits Drowner. Trying to think of how greedy I want to get here. I mean, the answer... Okay, hear me out. No, I think I know what the answer is. I think the answer is just play this. Leave back the Bunnicorn. Because, remember, they don't know about the split up. So, I can maybe get them into a really awkward position here. This is worse if they have, like, a soul partition for Bunnicorn. But this split up is, yeah, as you can tell. This split up gonna go crazy. I can even do it all. Oh my god, this is so gross. This is so unbelievably gross. Oh wait, no, if I use the... Right, if I use the Floodpits Drowner, they keep a 1/1. That's fine. Is it up to? No, you have to choose something. Alright, fine, you can keep a 1/1. Maybe it was better to, instead of letting them keep a 1/1, just lose an Inspector. Because what I could have done was not play the Drowner, tap these 3, then trade this for this. Maybe that was better. -5 damage. Could I have attacked first? No, because I needed the second counter for flying, right? Oh, but it already had 1 on it. Okay, I see what you're saying. You're right. I did miss a damage there. You right. 13. Okay, well. Look, I'm just thinking about my play, all right? I'm sorry. I'm thinking over here. I did miss 5 damage. I didn't see that, but that is hilarious. Because the player had too low of a rating in Madden. That's awesome. I didn't see that, though. That's hysterical. All right, play first. A 1-lander, huh? Look, on the draw, I think I would keep this hand. On the play, it's a little more sketchy. Now, that being said, I'm going to mulligan. This hand's boring. I mean, it's better, but it's boring. I have no idea. Hired Claw. Okay, Siren's a nice pickup. Huge Siren. Uno, dos, tres. Rude. Extremely rude, Fidino. Hater tech. The absolute hater. I don't really want to shelter the Siren. Maybe if I hit a spell off this, I will. Tricky, huh? So 1/1 right now. Well, 2/2. But if I Mockingbird the Siren, I can make it a 4/4 next turn, which plays around Lightning Strike. So I guess we'll keep this. X equals 0. Copy this. And then save this, because I want to keep the... Yeah, I want to make the Bunnicorn big. So I don't want to use this map. Because if I use the map that turn, it would be a 3/3 Bunnicorn. And I would need a 4/4 to play around Strike. Okay. Nemesis a little scary, but we have the sheltered, so it should be fine. Because now we just go here. Might as well shelter now. Because shelter now is better if they have Witchstalker Frenzy. Because now they just can't go attack, kill Frenzy the Bunnicorn. I ain't blocking. I'm not doing it. You can't make me block. It's not happening, Fidino. Not today, buddy. Yeah, I know. I know you got the rage. Yo, chill. It's a good draw. Fidino, please chill. 13 life. It's a good one. Another off hit. Fidino has left the building, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I repeat, Fidino has left the building. All right, give me some smites. Give me some... Give me some smites. Give me some smites. That's really it, right? Tidebinder, not very good. Split up maybe is good. Cut the curiosities. And then we can trim 1 Mockingbird on the draw. I think that is one of the big upsides to playing this deck. over something like Jeskai Convoke is that I believe that this deck has a much like both decks have maybe like a somewhat sketchy matchup against the red decks, but I think this deck has a much better time against red than Convoke does. Ooh, this is awkward. It's awkward because what I want to do is I want to go turn 1 Siren, turn 2 Warden, hold up Shardmages, but I can't do that. Because this only makes white on turn 1, and if I play this, then I don't have double white on 2. So this is a little awkward. I think I still put the island back. And I honestly may just not play anything on turn 1. Well, no. If this was my line, what I should have done, it was better to put back Verge. Because then I could go Island, Siren on 1, Plains on turn 2, pass, and then turn 3, Verge, Warden, hold up, rescue. I mean, I've drawn the best possible, so it doesn't matter, but... Streamer, I know that you're playing Standard, but may I interest you in a Grixis Synthesizer deck for Modern? I don't know if I like Synthesizer. I guess Mox Opal does make Synthesizer better because you can cast it, like you can cast it on turn 2 more frequently, so maybe it's better than I think it is. Are we playing this slow? Like Warden, activate, hold up, rescue? I don't know. I don't know. What's the other option? The other option is Siren pass? Yeah, I don't like that. But I do have to hold up the rescue. Okay, well, that's GG. All right, go next. Opal Prototype and Spring Matron. Yeah, definitely. If you're going to play something like Simulacrum Synthesizer, you definitely want to maximize on the mana acceleration. I could honestly even see playing something like Mox Amber, Tameo, and Emery, and then you just have 4 Opal, 4 Amber. You just, like, infinite acceleration towards the... Jeez. Just like a bunch of acceleration towards the synthesizer. I could buy that. Okay, so I don't think that I need to hold up Shardmages because my thing's going to have 4 toughness. It's going to have 4 toughness and ward 2. I guess I get punished by Barrage, but I don't know if there's a way I can play around Barrage. Okay. I guess, like, Land Bolt would have done it too. They might as well be Grand Prix. I'm willing to call them Grand Prix. I don't know if anybody else is, but I know I am. Torch the tower. All right. This is just a race they can't ever win, right? Oh, I misclicked. I meant to do 0. Whatever, it's fine. It doesn't matter, I don't think. I did pay too much mana for my spell, though. You gave me a nice... I'll give him a thanks. It deserves a thanks. Alright, +6. I could have held up Rescue that turn. Not that I need to, but I could have held up Rescue. Rescue is not required. We do not require your services at this time. Chat, what's the sub goal app? 492 Eddie Primers. Chat, we're getting so close. We are so close to a wig stream. If you guys got a spare Prime sub and you would like to help support the content, it is the best way to do so, and it is the freest way to do so. Are you talking about my pump? I thought I was the only one that could prime my pump. Okay, keep this. Put back Curiosity. I mean, see, this is weird about mulliganing. This is the problem I have with mulliganing with Curiosity. Normally, I want to put back a land, right, because my curve is usually pretty low. But with having 4 of these in my deck, it's really hard to put back a land in these spots. But also, if you put back Curiosity and draw a land, your hand is so much worse. So it's like, this hand specifically is very difficult to figure out what to put back. I'm on the play, right? Part of me really just wants to put back the Anchorage, but that is sketchy in the play. I still believe this is correct, but it doesn't feel the best. Ding, 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 ding. Any doubters? There's got to be some doubters out there. I think we just take the tempo line here. It's like a pseudo time walk. Yeah, see, this is like, in the situation where I'm drawing a land here, I would much rather have kept the Curiosity. All right, it appears we have a resident chef in the kitchen. Blood is cooking. Probably roots, right? I would guess. Jund Gamer spotted. I repeat, Jund Gamer spotted. What? What is this? Always put back whatever I have the most of in deck. If it's a tie, then I bottom the highest CMC card. Yeah, like I said, on the draw, I think putting back a land is fine. It's a little bit sketchier to do that on the play, though, is the issue. Yo, what's up, Eccles? Oh, TV off. Chad, I'm surprised you didn't remind me to turn the TVs off. And because of that, now the whole house is burned down. All because of that one electrical issue. All you had to do was tell me to turn the TVs off. It's the least you could do, alright? You're at 11. I didn't use this main phase because I thought they had a kill spell. I'm going to just do it post-combat. What you got over there, Marl? Okay. Just do this, I guess. Copy the flood piss. I'm going to flood and piss all over you. I should tap this, but yeah. Flood piss. I'm going to drown them in... Yeah, I'm not going to finish that statement. As a matter of fact, I will not finish that statement. Not the best idea. Bro's just passing, huh? Search for a squirrel card. How many squirrels you think they got? I mean... You show me what you got, Marl Fox. I'm shoving. I'm gonna make you have something. Okay, they are locating a squirrel. They are locating another copy of Forager. Noted. Okay. I'll keep that one on top. I think that one is a pretty good one to keep on top. If I do say so myself. Yeah, they could have Camellia. Interesting they got a second Forager, though. And then if they forage, they can add 2 mana. Soul Ring. Holy crap, what is this? My goodness, Master Shi, thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. Folks, if you didn't get one, dodged in chat. It's as simple as that. I totally missed they cast Vein Ripper. Fuck. They're still dead though, right? Flying. Master Shi, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. Greatly appreciate that. I need to see more dodged in chat. That is extremely generous of you. Thank you, Master Shi, for the 10 gifted. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. We had a little bit of a Vein Ripper jump scare. Thankfully, we were able to avoid the Vein Ripper situation. So we have successfully beaten the Vein Ripper allegations. I don't really know what I should be sideboarding, though. Candy Trail, Mana, and Vein Ripper, huh? What is good against Candy Trail, Mana, and Vein Ripper? I mean, it seems to me like they're a Roots deck, right? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what to board in here. You can Tishana's Tidebinder Ward, correct? Yeah. I don't know if that's a good idea, but you're allowed to do that. Just like cut 2 of these. Split up is a good answer to Vein Ripper. Try this maybe. Yeah. I mean, I just want to see more of their deck before I like formulate a sideboard plan here. Again, Master Shi, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. I greatly appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Holy no lands. What is this? I mean, I can work with this. I can work with this. ... Why are we dotting? What did I miss? Any dots? You never get gifted? We call that eternally dodged. Eternally dodged. Thorn Vault Forager. Alright, land me. Land my ass. Thank you. See, you always get what you ask for. Most of the time, that is. Any Los Angeles Dodgers? I believe I am not attacking here. I just want to find lands. Actually, I am attacking. If they want to trade this for this, that's fine. Only because I have the backup Warden. It's up codename. The sideboard bug. See, the thing is, even when I reinstall the client, because I've done that a couple of times, even in those situations where I've reinstalled the client, it still shows up like an hour later. Usually when I get the bug, I just restart it. One day, I will wake up. It'll be a beautiful Monday morning. One of these days, I will wake up on a Monday, and they will announce that they have released a patch that will permanently fix the sideboard bug till the end of time. But until that day, we are stuck in purgatory. Yeah, their mill was not great, huh? Which one do I pump? The bigger one or the smaller one? Probably the bigger one. Always pump the bigger one. Sure. I think that's good. A little lifelink action. They don't have removal. Yeah, well, they don't have removal in hand necessarily, but I guess putting the rescue on top is bad if they have something like this, because this is sorcery speed anyways. So, like, if they have this in hand, they cast it now, and then, then I'm kind of cooked. But this is kind of why I wanted to keep it on top. Because now I can kill Vein Ripper and make sure they don't get Vein Ripper back. Because I lose the game if they get Vein Ripper back. Alright, clean -2. You can have lifelink. It already has flying, right? I'm not missing anything? Alright, cool. Your turn. It already had lifelink too. Oh, because of the Sheltered by Ghost. Right, so it already had all 3 abilities. So I guess I just missed 3 life. Yeah, sure. I forgot it had all 3 keywords. My card is too strong. I don't know, man. All right, Mikey's got a song request. What does Mikey want to hear today? Is it a troll song? It is not a troll song. Some Her Last Sight in the queue. Did I see Twin had a 34% win rate on a 13% play rate? I thought it was 0. Jose sent me some data. Let me look at the data that Jose sent me. Or at least this is the one that I saw on Twitter. There was something that had a 0%. Was it Twin? Maybe it was a different deck. Oh, no, is it Phoenix? Hold on, let me save this. Check this out. There was one deck that had a 0% win rate in in the challenge. Yeah, the same deck as before, just replace Immodanes with Nemesis. This Nemesis seems a lot better. And the problem I had with Immodanes is if you had an empty board, Immodanes wasn't that good. So, like, I'd much rather just have Screaming Nemesis on an empty board. Well, Phoenix was one of the decks. The beautiful part about Faithless Looting is it makes every deck busted. Phoenix, Creativity, Hollow One, Dredge, like, it Boros Energy. I legitimately think people should be playing Looting in Boros Energy. That's the one unban that I'm like, well, besides Opal too. Looting and Opal are just like, I'm a little skeptical about that one, you know? I really want to play a 2-drop this turn, because playing a 1-drop is just not an efficient use of my mana. So I guess I will go to combat and then play a Bunnicorn. The next turn I can double spell. Well, hear me out, Demora. What if we played Mardu Energy with Faithless Looting, Flage, and Lingering Souls? I was thinking about that this morning. Now tell me that doesn't sound dope. Lingering Souls mentioned in 2024. I repeat, Lingering Souls mentioned. I don't know if I want to keep that. It's not bad. Kind of in a tricky spot, though. I tap this, they put a counter here. I actually don't think this is good. I just want to find Mockingbird. I Bruce Tarl experience ended after I hit 2 Sunfalls. Yeah, that's that maybe not the card you want to hit off that. So Caleb 5-0'd with Mardu Creativity with Lingering Souls. I was wondering if we could play just Mardu Energy, right? Like Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride, Ajani, Looting, Lingering Souls, Flage, Static Prison, Galvanic Discharge, Orcish Bowmasters, and Lingering Souls. I hit my glasses. Lingering Souls also notably very good with Guide of Souls because it's 2 tokens for Guide. Like, that just sounds like it makes sense. We are kind of cooked here. Kind of cooked. We need to find a Mockingbird. Just so I can bird the Salvager. Oh, right, because they have the Salvager. Yeah, I can't block. No, no Stoneforge. I don't think Stoneforge is very... I don't think Stoneforge is very good. Or rather, I don't think it is correct to play Stoneforge. I feel like we're just dead. 1, 2, 3. So we do this. 1. No. 2, 3. Bottom this. Give this lifelink. I could hit with both. Go to 14, and then they have 2, 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, they have 15. But I can just block here, take 12, go to 2. Token flying. It can't block alone. I'm going to do this and give myself 2 draws to try and find a 1-drop. Hold? Okay, that's something. I can't afford to use the Warden here, though, because I need it to block. We're not dead on board, but we are not in a good spot. Yeah, the best target just kept being Sash. I mean, sure, Kaldra is good, but I feel like Kaldra got a lot worse. Like, the more exile cards that got printed. You know, Static Prison, Solitude, Prismatic Ending. There's just so many ways to kill a Kaldra. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. This is definitely a matchup we lose a lot out on by not playing the Leyline Axe, right? Like, imagine Leyline Axe on that board, loading up here, double strike, flying, vigilance, trample, and Leyline Axe is good against them because all of their creatures are just low toughness. So this is definitely a matchup we lose out on by not playing Axe. So that's something to keep in mind, for sure. Definitely something to keep in mind. You can post it in the Discord, Cam Jack. There's people in the Discord that are following the standard stuff. So you can post it there if you'd like. !Discord. Keep my hand. Hand is reasonable. Thoughts on this deck versus Axglyph. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Leyline Axe. It is certainly fantastic when it's in your opening hand, but it does make it so if the games go longer, you have a lot more bad top decks. So that certainly can be awkward at times. And I think what we have to figure out is, like, how many matchups is Leyline Axe fantastic? And I think this is one of them. It's okay against Dimir, but it doesn't line up that well against all the black kill spells, so I don't think it's fantastic against them. It's like pretty decent against Golgari, I guess. Good against Golgari because you can, like, really, you can first strike your creature to get the Reglissa. So there's definitely some matchups where it matters, but it is kind of like lines up not that greatly against the black kill spells. Because if you have to spend 3 mana to go for a Leyline Axe and they just happen to have a kill spell, that lines up pretty poorly. So that's something to think about. I will say the Curiosities are very, very good in the mid-range matchups. So that is something that I've liked a lot. I would like 1 Salvager, please and thank you. I think I'm going to hold up Rescue here. So we give... I think I just want to give Flying instead of Lifelink. Let's try and race them a little bit. Yeah, I want to try the Esper Pixie deck at some point today. For sure, that deck looks sick. Okay. It's a little dicey. So they can make it a 4/4 with the Salvager. I could double block. Or 12. This Restless Prairie next turn makes things really awkward. So if I take this, they're going to put me to 16. Next turn, they animate this. I attack with these two. Well, these three. 2 blockers. Block here, block here. 2, 4, 6, 9, 12. Okay, I think I can take this. Because I have a 2-turn clock. There are 12 and I have 6 in the air. And next turn, I will have 3 blockers. Although I'd rather not block with the Floodpits Drowner, of course. Alright, hope this is good enough. I guess I can pop the clue. Try and find another one drop. Alright. Cross your fingers, chat. Cross your fingers. Like, Axe is a glyph target, to be honest. Yeah, the one thing that I'm not 100% sure on is removing glyph. Because glyph, it seems to me that glyph is fantastic against all the mid-range decks, because they can't cut down it, they can't go for the throated, and they almost always have to trade like 2-for-1 against it. So I'm a little surprised to see the glyphs get cut, and I would like to play against the mid-range deck to see how that matchup goes without glyph. But all right, 7 damage. Game tree. But I think the theory is that it's possible that the rest of your cards are so good against the mid-range deck. Like specifically Steel Seraph too. This card lines up, like the reason you're playing this is because it lines up so well against Cut Down and Go for the Throat. So maybe it's a thing where you don't need the extra cards like that. And because more people, what's interesting to me about a Zoetic Glyph is if more people are playing this, if more people are playing this green-white cage deck, I believe the cage deck is on a lot of soul partitions in the main deck, and if they're playing a bunch of soul partitions in the main, that does make Glyph a lot more awkward. So that is something to consider. I don't know if there's a ton of decks playing soul partition, but it's at least something worth considering. Okay, I really need to find a land next turn. This is kind of awkward, isn't it? Pretty sure I have to map here. Because I just desperately need a land for these split ups. Sanguini. Sanguini Linguini. That's unfortunate. Well, this is brutal. This is brutal. I guess we're holding up Drowner? Just hold up double block plus Drowner, tap the Sanguine. And sack the clue. If I let them hit with everything... 2, 4, 8, 10, 12. I guess I could take 12, right? So I block here. Actually, wait a minute. I'm trying to think. Okay, obviously the only way I can win this game is if there is a white source on top of my deck. So if there is a white source on top of my deck, I want them. I basically am. I need to like force them to use the Salvager this turn, which I guess this is the easiest way to do that, right? I think. All right, give me a white source. White source. White source of mana. Come on, man. Why you gotta be like this? That's true. I didn't specify untapped. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? It is, in fact, what I asked for, yes. I guess I'll do this. I can still win this game. Cope. Okay, surely this is on Spotify, right? It actually is. I was trolling when I said that, but it actually is on Spotify. Come on, you're supposed to attack with more shit. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm gonna play some sort of blue-white deck in Atlanta. I'm not sure if it's gonna have Glyph though. The other deck that I've been considering playing in Atlanta is this Cage deck. I like the Cage deck a lot. I think it's very, very good. I mean, if I just don't play anything, I'm dead, right? So I guess we have to do tapped. Destroy all tapped creatures. Yo, 5-head play? Jesus. The most 5-head play of all time. It's okay, now we can destroy untapped, but then we just get bodied by the Skynight Squire. Okay. Okay, fine. GG. It's okay, we can take a loss. Deck is unfortunately not undefeatable. We are, 5-1 on the day with this? It's been feeling good. Like, the more I play this, the more I really just don't miss the glyphs. I do think they are very good in the mid-range matchups, but I haven't really missed them that much. I thought I was going to, more than I have. I like the rescues. I don't... See, the thing is, like, it's kind of hard, because I don't want to cut any of these cards. Like, you can't cut any of the ones. I don't think you're allowed to cut Bunnicorn. I think you should play 4 Sheltered for the red matchup. Maybe you could cut a Drowner. Maybe you can cut a Curiosity. But, like, this deck is kind of tight on space, you know? It's really hard to figure out what to cut. I think I could see maybe swapping a Curiosity for a Seraph. Because I kind of like having 4 of these, because they're just so good against the cut down go for the throat decks. This is also good against cut down go for the throat, but it's worse against, like, Mastermind and Shieldred and stuff like that. So I think I'd rather maybe have the 4th Seraph and just sideboard the 4th Curiosity. But honestly, everything else is good. I like this more. Some people online are playing Fabloom Trick over Shardmage's Rescue, but I really like the rescues. Especially if you're going to play this many Curiosities, because, you know, Rescue protecting Curiosity. Also, Rescue protecting Bunnicorn. And Rescue makes Sheltered less embarrassing game 1 against the black decks, because you can just go Sheltered with the mana up, and then even if they have the kill spell, you can protect your creature. So I like the Shelter, but the Shardmage's Rescues. Yeah, so the main deck, I think not too much is going to change, besides maybe -1 here, +1 here. Sideboard, I mean, we didn't really sideboard much in those 6 matches. Split up good. Loran, fine. Didn't get to play against any of the bigger decks to see how Protect was versus Disdainful Stroke and Negate. And yeah, that's pretty much it.